You have watched hundreds of videos, transits, dashas, yogas, compatibility. But if I hand you a real birth chart right now, can you actually read it? There is a silent trap in modern astrology learning, and almost everyone falls into it. You feel like you are learning, you feel informed, you feel exposed to advanced concepts, you feel in the field. But when it's time to analyze a real chart from scratch, you hesitate. Why? Because watching astrology is not the same as studying astrology. And deep down, you already know that. Consuming content feels productive. Your brain is stimulated. You recognize terminology. You nod along when someone explains a combination. But recognition is not mastery. Understanding a concept when someone explains it is very different from deriving it yourself. That gap is where most learners get stuck. Pause for a moment. If someone gave you a completely new chart today and asked you to interpret it without help, would you feel calm or anxious? Be honest with yourself. If there is anxiety, don't ignore it. That discomfort is pointing to something important. There is a difference in passive learning and active training. Watching videos is passive. You receive, you agree, you move on. But astrology demands active thinking. It demands synthesis, context building, pattern recognition, decision making under ambiguity. No YouTube video can train that for you because real chart reading is messy. It's not a 10-minute explanation. It's layered judgment, and judgment only develops through guided practice. Then why videos feel so good? Because they remove responsibility. When someone else interprets a chart, you don't carry the pressure of being wrong. You are safe. No one is evaluating your reasoning. No one is challenging your conclusion. You get knowledge without risk. But mastery requires risk. You have to think. You have to make calls. You have to be corrected. And that's uncomfortable. And there is a hidden cost. If you spend 3 to 5 years only consuming content, here is what usually happens. You know a lot about astrology, but you cannot structure an interpretation. You jump from planet to planet, from yoga to yoga, from technique to technique. There is no internal framework. And without structure, confidence never stabilizes. If you recognize yourself in this pattern, don't feel embarrassed. Most learners start here. But staying here is a choice. If you genuinely want to move from consumption to competence, you need structured training, not endless exposure. Our level 1 program is designed exactly for this transition. Not more information, but thinking patterns. Details are in the description. But before you click anything, keep listening. The addiction to more content is dangerous. Here is another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes we watch more videos because starting seriously feels intimidating. As long as you are learning casually, you don't have to test yourself. You don't have to confront your gaps. Content keeps you feeling busy, but busyness is not growth. You must understand the difference between recognition and interpretation. Let's say you hear Venus in the 7th house. You might instantly recall 5 things you have heard about it. But real astrology asks, in which sign? Aspected by whom? What is its dignity? Which dasha is active? What is the chart's overall theme? This layered thinking cannot be absorbed passively. It must be practiced under supervision with correction. There is also a subtle psychological danger. If you consume enough content, you start sounding knowledgeable. You can talk astrology fluently, but fluency is not clarity. You may impress beginners, but inside you know something is missing. And that internal mismatch creates quiet insecurity. At some point, you have to decide, do you want to remain as informed viewer or become a competent practitioner? Both are fine, but they are not the same. If you choose competence, then structure becomes non-negotiable. Enrollment for the courses is open, but enroll only if you are ready to move from watching to practicing. Then the question arises that why structure changes everything. Structure gives you a progression, a framework, a feedback, accountability. It tells you what to focus on first, what to ignore for now, what you are not ready for yet. Without that, you end up scattered, learning everything, mastering nothing. Here is the 5-year question. Imagine two people. One spends 5 years watching videos, the other spends 5 years in structured learning. After 5 years, the first person still asks, what does this combination mean? The second person calmly builds an interpretation. The difference is not intelligence, it's training. Hard truth is that you cannot outsource thinking. You cannot binge your way into mastery. You cannot shortcut judgment. Astrology is a discipline, and disciplines demand structure. If you have been watching for months, maybe years, and you still feel hesitant to read a full chart confidently, that's not a sign you are incapable. It's a sign you need structure. Comment below, I am ready to practice, not just watch. And if you are serious about transitioning from passive consumption to structured competence, take the next step. Because watching astrology videos can inspire you, but it will never make you an astrologer.